Welcome to another virtual adult improv show with the LA Connection players. Today it's the Sunday 5 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time team. So if you want to follow this team, you go to our YouTube channel, LAC Comedy, click on the playlist, click on 5 p.m. on Sunday, and you can go back about a year. If you want to see more shows, you just go to all the 5 p.m. shows. 5 p.m. has been going for about almost 3 years, and it's a great team. Some of the players have been with me for quite a long time. We have a new player today who we'll be introducing in just a moment. I'm Ken Scove, the founder and owner of the LA Connection. So if you come out here to Burbank, we have a live theater, and you can catch our live improv shows out here. But let's introduce the cast who's playing tonight, starting with Andrew.
Hi, I'm Andrew. Happy that you're here.
And here's our new one, Kirsten, first show with us.
Hi, I'm Kirsten. I'm super excited to be here today.
And Easton.
Hi there. Thank you for coming and watching and all that stuff. Yeah.
Brian.
Hey guys, thanks for being here.
Vita.
Hi, folks. Thanks for tuning in.
James.
What up, YouTube?
And Andrea.
Hi, thank you for joining us. Enjoy the show.
Okay, I'm going to ask all you guys to go back into the green room. And let's tell you what we're playing here today. This is the second debut. We had our first debut on Tuesday of The Funeral Home. It's a long-form piece, and I'll be playing the funeral director. And so I'll be talking to each one of them as they come into the funeral hall, and then you'll be able to see various scenes with them talking with each other before we actually have the recession later in the day. It's about 5 o'clock in the afternoon, and everybody's going to meeting, greeting, and talking a little bit. And about an hour after they get here, we'll all have our conversations and talk about Lawrence, the husband who mysteriously passed away. I found dead on the toilet, which I thought was really unusual when I got the call from his wife, kind of distraught. He died 10 days ago. Apparently they were having some sort of a party or mixer there or something like that. I'm not exactly sure, but a lot of the family members were there, some business associates. And she just called me and said he was found on the toilet. Now, I don't know if someone placed him on the toilet, if he was died somewhere else, or he actually did die on the toilet. Maybe we'll find out more information when I talk to everybody today when they come in and see exactly how this all took place. I'm seeing the wife coming in now. Let me talk to her first. Vita. Vita, I'm so sorry about Lawrence.
Thank you, Kent. It's been a time that I can't really describe. Lawrence was my world, my everything, the aura in which I extend life from, and finding him on the toilet was not the way that he wanted to go, nor the way I wanted to find him. So.
Well, I know you guys were having kind of a party at your house, and a lot of people were there at the house. Who discovered him on the toilet?
It was my daughter and myself, but my daughter was screaming, and so I went upstairs and I found her there staring at her father, which was very, very odd. Just in the sense of you walk in a room and that's not what you expect to see. You expect, a spider, a mouse, or whatever.
So this was the upstairs bedroom, bathroom? Because I know the party took place downstairs.
Downstairs. This was in our master bedroom, bathroom upstairs, yes.
When you have a party, does he normally go upstairs to your bathroom, or does he use one of the downstairs bathrooms?
Well, he's gone, so I can explain this. Lawrence was a bit of a germaphobe, if that's the right word. He did not like to use other toilets, especially public toilets. And he really didn't like it when we had mixers and people would be using the same toilet that he might use. So we kept the master bathroom clean specifically for him. It was almost hermetically sealed. It was not, but almost.
Uh-huh. And so I know your daughter's bedroom's upstairs. Does your daughter still live with you?
live with is a strong word. My daughter Easton, I love my daughter. I can't say anything bad about her as my daughter. As a person, I think she's a little bit lost. She kind of squats at our house, which is great. I'm not against it. Live your life. If she actually lived with us and contributed a little more and actually was in a rent situation or a roommate situation, it's one thing. But waking us up at 3 a.m. to stumble into her bedroom is what that
Stumble?
seems
You
to.
mean she would do drugs or drinking? Is that what you're referring?
I am not here to talk about my daughter. That's very private.
All right.
But make your own conclusions.
And now, how did you meet Lawrence?
How did I meet? Good question. Actually, it was that the mixer that we had was for that the full blue moon, super moon thing that just happened. We met the last time there was one of those, like about 30 years ago or whenever. And I am a palm aura reader person. That's how I started. And he actually came skeptically and was there as a journalist to say, like, you're an idiot. And I read his cards, his aura, his palm, and within the next 2 weeks, everything happened exactly to plan. He wrote an article. He called me to tell me that he was publishing it. And I said, I'd like to talk about this more over drinks or something, as opposed to you just calling me out of the blue. And from there on, that's how we met. Yeah.
That's great. And it says, I mean, I know when you called up and you gave me some information on the phone, you guys have been married for 27 years.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And you didn't see anybody who did dislike Lawrence then?
I did a card reading. Probably should not have had the party after the card reading, but about 2 weeks ago, I did this card reading that it just kept showing black aura, like there was a man who was going to come to the door and give, grieving news, and I didn't fully understand what that meant. However, I sat back and showed him the cards and was, presenting all this information to him, and he said, I don't know what this is, but it doesn't feel right. I said, no, it doesn't look right either. But we went forward with the party and we went forward with work, but he was skeptical of any work suggestion after that. He was looking around corners after that, very paranoid. I kept saying, the cards could make a mistake, but it is me. So, it's tough to tell.
Well, again, thank you for choosing our facility, but I wish it was under better circumstances. So
Me too.
I do have some chai tea over there. I know that you said you like that.
Thank you.
There's chamomile. There's some brie and crackers. We'll go have some of that.
As long as it was organically sourced, yes.
Yes,
The brie.
everything we. I remember what you had. I saw the list and stuff. Yeah. Okay. Looks like your daughter's coming in now. Easton. Okay, Easton. I'm so sorry for your loss of your father.
Oh yeah, it's terrible, really. I just finding him on the toilet, it was the absolute worst. Am I right?
Yeah. I don't know why are you laughing about that? Doesn't seem to be very funny.
No, it's not funny. It's not funny at all. It's just, what with his gastrointestinal issues, it's a little funny to have found him on the toilet. That's all I'm saying.
So now you're living at the house and you're 25 years old.
Yes. Yes.
And do you have a job or?
Well, that's the thing. I'm trying to build a streaming career path. I'm exploring either the idea of gaming on YouTube or Twitch, because Twitch is getting very popular, or perhaps even creating those TikTok videos, but I'm a little bit worried about China.
Okay, because of TikTok. Okay, I understand.
Because of TikTok, yes.
I would think that you'd be more worried about your father passing, but...
I mean, it's it's very concerning. Don't get me wrong. It's terrible, awful, and all that stuff. But he was kind of weird. He kind of cramped my style. Always trying to come
How?
in and see what I was doing.
Uh-huh.
It's my room, I don't come busting into your bathroom and asking you what you're doing. I mean, except for the once, but that,
So
he was dead. I think I had a good reason.
So wait a minute. The door was shut, and you opened it, and you knew he was in there, thinking he was going to the bathroom.
Well, I was thinking he was up to something. I thought maybe he was doing cocaine because he
Did
had been in there for a long time. See, I had gone to my room early and, the rooms are right next door to each other. And I heard him go in and I was like, he's taking a while. And I was concerned about him because of his gastrointestinal issues. And eventually I started knocking on the door, then pounding. And then I was like, well, it's unlocked, so I might as well just go right in.
you mentioned cocaine? Did he have a cocaine habit?
No, but if he was doing cocaine, that would have been lovely. It would have
Okay,
been
so
nice. You could have shared
are
with
you
me.
just making something up? Do you ever see him do cocaine?
No, I've never seen him do cocaine, but I, I'm just saying that if he did do cocaine, he ought to share with his daughter. It could have been a wonderful bonding experience. But
Well,
other than that, it's just,
so you're saying you do cocaine?
I mean, when I can, but it's really expensive and I don't have that much money. I mean, here
Is
I
there
am getting
alcohol in
drunk
your
on
bottle there?
NyQuil.
Your bottle, is there alcohol in that bottle? Because you're not supposed to bring
No,
alcohol
it's just
in.
NyQuil, and most of it is
NyQuil?
gone now.
Okay. Yeah, your
Yes.
parents said that, your mom, I should say, said that you kind of sometimes come home a little high.
High, drunk. Whatever I can get up to that night. It's all about living the party, about getting yourself out there, about creating a group of groupies to get that popularity running, bang, bang, shoot, shoot, bang.
Okay. Were you high that night? That when you found your father?
Was I high that night? I mean, it was a party. I mean, not as high as I'd like to be, you know?
Well, we don't have any drugs here, but I do have some Coca-Cola. I also have
Oh,
Diet Coke,
perfect.
and we found out Diet Coke actually more
I'm gonna
caffeine
need some
than
energy
regular
after
Coke.
downing this.
So go ahead and, yeah, thank you. Nice meeting you.
Oh,
Okay.
thank you.
Okay. Okay, let's go. Here comes Grandma. Okay. Uh,
What
should I
a
call you?
lovely little place.
Yes, Grandma. Thank you.
Hello.
So you were at the party. How did you find out about Lawrence being
Oh,
dead on the
about
toilet?
Lawrence. My daughter told me. Obviously, I was at the party, and because I was at the party because my daughter told me that she was finally going to prove to me that whatever this nonsense she's doing with the auras was going to be worth something. And then I get there, and her husband is found dead on the toilet.
No, you arrived after he was found dead, or were you there earlier? 'Cause
I was there before, but I was
okay.
trying to keep mostly to myself. I don't like to associate with the friends that my daughter has.
Okay, so you don't associate with any of the other family members? What about the daughter? You're the grandmother. You associate with her?
I associate with my family, but barely that, darling. I my daughter has done this thing with all of this magic nonsense that has turned my perfectly good family into to be honest, a joke. A joke. I
Okay,
don't
are you talking about
understand.
the readings, the tarot cards, the seances?
Yes,
What are we talking
yes, I paid thousands of dollars to send that girl to Yale University for her to use her degree on tarot readings and aura readings.
about? Hmm.
You have to understand how frustrating that is.
She says she got a bad reading about something bad was going to happen. She didn't know what it was. And apparently she must have told Lawrence, because she says Lawrence was rather paranoid, hesitant to want to go
Yes.
into work or look around behind himself. Did you see that behavior in Lawrence before?
Yes. Lawrence tended to believe all of what my daughter had to say, and he was very, sneaking around, just kind of very cautious of everything around him. But he also was doing this very strange thing where any time that we knew that his assistant was coming over, he would check the locks twice instead of once, which I found very strange because if he was going to open the door for them anyway, why would he check that it was unlocked twice? Or locked
Only when the
twice?
assistant came over?
Only when the assistant came over. He seemed to have this thing about his assistant where I don't know if it was whatever my daughter told him, but he seemed very on edge about work matters in particular, and anything involved with his assistant seemed to put him extra on edge.
So do you think something was going on in his work that you didn't know about?
I mean, he was the one making the money for the family, and I think he tried very hard to keep the business going, but I think there must have been something going on there. I mean, I know that him and his best friend were trying to kind of expand the business. They were in the business of selling overpriced cars,
Okay.
but they were trying to expand to do things more like electric cars and mopeds and such of the thing.
Okay.
But I don't know. I never spoke to Lawrence very much about business, mostly about matters of my family.
Okay. Well, speaking of your family, your granddaughter's over there, and so is your daughter. So if you want to go over and have some brie,
Thank you so
chai tea, I've got
very
some
much.
fruit bowls over there.
Oh,
Nice meeting you,
lovely. Thank
Grandma.
you so much.
Thank you so much. Okay, looks like the best friend of the wife is coming in.
Hello?
Hello, Andrew. I'm so sorry to hear about your best friend's loss.
Oh yeah, it's tough. Ever since I remember, actually, we had gone to Yale University together,
Is
as
that
you
where you
know.
met her?
Yes, I was in theater, and she has this really amazing British accent that, I was doing Hamlet at the time. I thought I could use on stage, so she kind of taught me a little bit about that. Um, but she'd also met Lawrence there, talked to me about him
How did you
a
feel about
lot. Um, y- Honestly, I wasn't too jazzed
Really?
with how he was. Just I know he was into some illicit activities. At least that's what I heard around campus.
What supposedly what illicit activity are you talking
Well, I heard, I don't know this for a fact, but I heard that he was involved with some uh, drug use.
about? Really?
Yeah,
Now you
yeah.
heard or you saw? Do you actually ever see him use drugs?
I never did.
Did
However, I
did
did
Beta ever?
hear it,
Okay. From Beta?
and I did
Did Beta tell you he
I
was
did
doing drugs?
talk to Vita about it.
Did she confirm he was doing
She
drugs?
she did not confirm.
Okay. So these was just
Um,
hearsay.
I guess it went around campus a lot at the time we went to school, is what I will say.
Were you jealous of him? Did you want to marry her?
In those early days, I thought, maybe we could strike something up. But
So it's
it
possible
became,
you started the drug rumors to get her to not date him.
I wouldn't say that I started them. I would say that I did help spread them. Um, I believe them truly.
And you were at the party. How did you hear about him dying on the toilet?
Yeah, Vita called me one day just distraught.
Well, you were at the
Um,
party though, so did you leave the party before he was found dead?
yes,
I,
yes, I did. I had to go to a performance earlier that day. I'm an actor. Uh, so I had to leave the party, and Vita just called me distraught the next day.
well,
Uh,
Vita's over there if you want to go console her. Her mom's over there. Her
all
daughter's
right,
over there.
all
And I
right.
appreciate you coming down. That means a lot to her. Okay. Thank you so much. It looks like the husband's best friend is coming. Brian, wow, this must have been a shock for you to hear about this. Now, you were at the party as well, correct?
Of course, I was. I attend every one of those parties.
And what would you say your relationship with Lawrence was? I mean, how long have you, what did you meet him? How long have you guys
Lawrence
been
and I
buddies?
mean, Larry, as I call him. We go back at least to freshman year of high school.
Oh,
Uh, yeah. I don't know how we ever got matched up together. He was way hell of a lot smarter than I was. I was always one of those loner outskirt kids. I was trying to be popular. I was playing football. I was playing baseball, doing whatever. And, somehow Larry grabbed me and, we were inseparable after
hmm.
that. Besides the fact that he went to Yale and I just went to state college.
Now, when did you start to get into business with him? Because apparently somebody said to me earlier that you were going to get into selling exotic cars or,
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The cars. We started that probably about right after we got out of the college system.
oh, so this has been going on a long time.
Yeah, it'd been going a little while. I mean, it's one of those things where it's kind of a side project for a little while you save up a little bit of revenue and a little bit of capital before you hit the ground running with the full thing. We were both loving the cars. We would buy the cars. We would try to fix them up in our spare time. And then finally, we were at a place where we had enough extra vehicles to just start selling and selling and selling. And that's what we do. And so then what we were trying to do right before he bit the dust on the toilet was we were trying to get into other types of vehicles. We focused just on the cars, right? We started with old school Lamborghinis and old school Mustangs, all the old ones, and getting into the newer ones. But then it's 2023, and Elon's got that Tesla business or whatever, and so we were trying to branch into that a little bit, see how this electric car thing really work out. And people drive their little scooters and all that. So we were just trying to, broaden our horizons when it comes to the motor vehicles.
Did you think anybody had any reason to hurt Lawrence?
The only person that I know of that would have tried to do something malicious towards him, at least from my interpretation of their relationship, would be his mother-in-law.
Really?
Yeah, he. Now listen here, Larry. He loved. I guess I should say rather loved Vita. She was he loved her so much, but he just could not stand her mother. There's something going on between those two. I'm not quite sure what. He would never get into specifics or semantics about the relationship, but I would always get a text every once in a while, or we'd be working on a car, and he would go, here comes the old mother-in-law, and it's just there. I don't know the specifics there, but
right now I know she recently, within the last couple of years, moved into guest quarters.
Yeah. He was not happy about that.
Okay.
Yeah, not happy about.
Well, listen, I don't want to send you over to the table over there because that's where she is, and maybe you don't get along. She says she doesn't like any of his friends. So, I have over here. I have kind of like a Korean barbecue thing going on over there.
Well, wonderful.
Yeah, with actually a Korean chef.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Love them Koreans.
He loved Korean. I know you did the Korean barbecue stuff, so I figured for his family members and the personal assistant who used to order the Korean barbecue, that's
That's
James.
right.
That's why I found out about that.
Yep.
So go get yourself some
Okay.
Korean barbecue, and I'm sorry about your friend.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, looks like the uncle is coming in, the brothers of the husband, Andrea. Okay. You okay? What? I'm not sure why you're. What are you doing?
Just bad energy, bad karma in the room. You know, there's a lot-
Why do you feel there's bad karma in the room?
because something horrible happened.
Right.
Of course, there's bad karma. Plus, you know, Lawrence still sees us.
Right. So were you close to your brother?
Yes, I was. We were, I mean, very different. He used to eat a lot of meat. He was a very good journalist, but then he got into this business about cars, polluting really a lot. But I think it was like, you know, what's his name? Ryan's fault. And then, I mean, fortunately, his daughter, like my dear Easton, like she always reprimanded his dad, like for eating meat, for polluting. That's why he got into at least, you know, electric cars. But she told me that probably she was still, you know, secretly eating meat here and there.
Are we talking about Easton was secretly eating meat?
No. Lawrence.
Oh, Lawrence.
Easton,
Okay.
Easton would never do that. Like she was so angry. I mean, she many times she told him, like, you know, you're gonna die. You're gonna die if you eat meat. You know, meat is really bad for you. You're gonna die. You're gonna die on the toilet. I mean, it was like
She said you're gonna die on the toilet if you eat meat.
Yeah, many times.
Really?
You know, she's a little weird, but she's fantastic. I mean, I love her. She's fantastic. She's a little bit out of control since she started cocaine, but she's absolutely fantastic.
Well, listen, you were at the party, and how did you find out about him dying on the toilet?
Easton told me. It was a little weird. She was laughing. She said, like, you know,
laughing after. Was she
you
high?
Know, Dad just died on the toilet. Ha ha ha! I thought she was,
really?
You know, yeah, I thought she was. It was like a joke or something. I really.
So you don't think she was hysterical?
Yeah, and I didn't check. Like she told me, like, come to check. Of course, I didn't check because, you know, it's a family thing. We are very germophobic. Like, you know, Lawrence and I, our parents, like our grandparents. I mean, we really don't like germs. It's so I didn't want. I thought it was just a joke to, you know, bring me to the toilet. So I refused to see. So I really don't know what happened. But
did you see him walk up to the toilet upstairs? Did you see him go up the stairs?
Easton or my brother?
No, your brother.
Yeah, he was fine. I mean, he was having a lot of fun with Brian and everyone, and then they just had a. The only minor thing is that they were having like a little bit of a. It wasn't just a fight. They were talking about, like, he didn't like Easton dating James. His
Easton was dating his personal assistant.
Yeah.
Okay.
He was a little upset about that. But they were really fighting. We were all having like a lot of fun, and you know, there was a very good energy in the room back then, and it was fantastic. It was a great party.
All right. Well, listen. Speaking of great times, you can go over to that table to the Korean barbecue, or you can go over here to. I've got some brie and some fruit and some fruit bowls over there and teas. Okay, so wherever you want to go. And
I heard you have a very good chai tea, right? Is that right?
Yeah, it's over there. It's that one over there. Okay. Thank you so much. All right. Well, now we got the personal assistant coming in. James. Okay, so I'm sorry to hear about your boss.
Yeah.
How long were you working for him?
Oh, yeah, more like 3.5 years.
Mm-hmm.
About that, somewhere between there.
What were some of the duties you had?
I helped supply some of the parts, make sure that he got the raw materials that he needed in order to do the job. You know, Brian and him brought me on board make sure that I could provide for them and make sure also check reports, service operations, keep track of how many vehicles we got in, processed, and put back out there on the market. So,
Did you do other things for him? Did you run errands for him? Did you help with his
oh yeah,
bookkeeping?
yeah. I mean, when he needed something, I was his go-to guy.
Did you find anything funny about anything he did?
Well, I mean, Larry's a funny kind of a dude. I mean, he's kind of atypical. He's not your average boss. I mean, he does uh, things like pay me under the table. I mean, he does what he needs to do in order to get the job done in his own way.
So do you have access to his books or his checking account? Or
Oh
did
yeah,
you-
yeah,
you did?
sure,
Okay.
sure, yeah. Financials, I keep track on various paperwork that comes in. Sometimes he tries to hide a report or two or an incoming project from me, but I'm pretty good at sniffing that stuff out. I know when he's lying.
And his brother said you're dating Lawrence's daughter, Easton.
Yeah, yeah, she's great.
How long you guys been going out?
I'd say 2 years. I got to know her over the time. Yeah, yeah. She's
How
just
did
a lot
Lawrence
of
feel
fun,
about that?
free spirit. Well, we tried to keep it a secret from him at first. I used to take her out after work, return her kind of on the late side. Eventually, we got found out.
How long ago did you find out?
It was about 6 months ago. Yeah, yeah. So busted. What can you do? Dating the boss's daughter,
so
and you
I know that
finds
she's
a
into
sex tape.
cocaine. Were you into cocaine?
Cocaine. where, where are you asking that from?
Well, because
Why?
she's into cocaine. So usually, if
Do
you're
you got a
dating
score or
someone and one
something?
person's into drugs, usually the other one is too.
This is it's the first time ever hearing of that.
Really? Did you know she was
Yeah.
using cocaine?
No, of course not.
You didn't know.
Just thought she had a
Drinking problem?
no. God, what? Where are you getting this from?
Well, the family members are telling me that the Vita, her mother, told me that she's got a drinking problem, and one of the other relatives told me that she does coke.
Well,
In fact, she even told me she liked coke.
Well, this is news to me, and I've been dating her for a couple of years now. So I think that I would know about it if there was something going on there, and this is the first I'm ever hearing of that. So, do the math.
So you don't think there's any coke going on in any family member?
No, of course not.
Well,
I
go
will
ahead.
tell you something else, something interesting that I found when I was looking through the house.
What was that?
There was a life insurance policy recently taken out on Larry.
Who
That
took,
was
who took the
something.
policy out?
Vita. Yeah.
All right. Well, listen.
And he ends up dead on the toilet. I mean, come on, man.
Yeah, that's a little
Do the
weird.
math.
Well,
I'm a numbers guy.
I know they're still investigating.
Yeah. How about
Listen,
that?
if you want to have Korean barbecue, I've got it over here, and over here I've got chai tea, chamomile tea,
wow.
some brie, and some fruit bowls. So
Fancy spread.
wherever you want to go.
Larry would have dug the spicy Korean. That's what probably kept him on the toilet.
Well, I know that you ordered for him a lot. So thank you for coming down. I'm sorry about your loss of your job.
Yeah.
All right.
See
Well,
ya.
listen, I'm going to go over and see. It looks like the wife and the mother are over there. I'm going to go see if they need anything.
Oh, my darling, this place is giving me just the worst type of feeling.
Well, Mum, it's a funeral. Do you want it to be, upbeat,
Yes, but-
lively?
They couldn't spice up the place a little bit. They couldn't add some nice flowers. They couldn't do anything. What did you pay for this place?
We paid what we needed to pay. Lawrence, Laurie had a very specific idea of what he wanted for his funeral, and it does go back to before we were, practicing the tarot and a Krishna background. It was before, so this is very much it. You can ask Andrea. This was very much what his family wanted. They wanted clean, hermetically sealed, very just.
Oh yes, his
Yes.
problem with germs.
Yes.
Yes,
So,
I remember very well.
Dead body. Again, we know that Laurie's soul is on its next plane, which is giving me the most peace. But it's the dead body thing that would have freaked him out. The germs. So, yes.
Darling, now that you must provide for yourself, are you finally going to get rid of this tarot and such?
Mother,
you know that it is not practical to be doing this and have a daughter to take care of. We've talked about this.
I love my daughter. She's going through a very rough time right now, and I don't want to curb any of her, imaginations. We remember what I was like at 25. The last thing I want to do is curb. Yes, she's drinking. Yes, she does cocaine. Who didn't?
Doing cocaine?
This boyfriend of hers, which was Laurie's personal assistant, who I always thought was a little bit, but they're together and they're happy. And I don't want to, I have to be honest, Mother, I don't want to put the restrictions on her that you put on me, because that's why I ran away. That's why I went and did what I did, but saying to take away my tarot is like saying to take away a part of my soul. It's not something you give up. It's just, this is the lifestyle. This is the way it is. Does that make sense?
Have you ever thought that maybe if you hadn't run away, if you had done something practical with your degree, you may not have a daughter that does cocaine. You may not have a daughter that's introducing these things to her father, for God's sake.
That is not at all what was going on. I told Laurie whatever he wanted to do, he was welcome to, because he was an adult man. But it wasn't because she brought it into the house. That means I would have been doing it, which I was not, And you know him with his, germophobic stuff. I mean, imagine trying to snort a line that 3 other people had already snorted. I mean, COVID waiting to happen.
Wow, looks like the uncle's over there talking with the daughter.
Oh my gosh, Uncle Andrea, you gotta help me. James is here.
James is here?
James is gonna be here. Yes, he's here. And I am so drunk on NyQuil, I can barely
Okay. Just breathe. Just relax. All right.
Okay.
So, did you already tell Grandma?
Did I? No, of course not.
No?
Why would I tell Grandma?
Okay. So this is a problem. All right. So what do we do? We need some tarot reading. I'm gonna ask your mom. By the way, did you know like that your mom was always been like my myth? Like she was I read all her books. I'm talking about like 30 years ago.
Oh my gosh, are you crushing on my mother?
No, no, it wasn't really a crush. I mean,
oh my gosh, this is.
Don't put it this way. Don't say it like
your brother's wife.
Okay, listen.
That's disgusting.
It's not disgusting. Listen to me carefully. I just wanted her to autograph like my book. Yeah, okay. I read her book, and your dad wanted me to prove me wrong. So it's a very romantic story. He was a journalist back then. Like he wasn't into that, cars and all that, polluting stuff. And he told me, "I'm gonna prove you that this is all like fake." And then this is the romantic part, Easton. And then
I'm sorry.
I mean, it's just
I'm sorry. It's so romantic. It's just, I've heard this story a million times. The tarot reading, the cards.
Who told you the story? I mean, I never did.
Well, I didn't know about your half, but I know from mom and dad. So it's just like, oh, I gave a tarot reading and we fell in love, and that was the reading, and
Yeah,
we
yeah.
got
I
me
mean,
and
so
got
you can,
coffee or something. I don't.
so maybe you can tell mom and grandma like something similar. Like you can tell, I don't know, make up a story like you did a tarot reading to James, and you have like this, emotional. I don't know. How does that sound?
Wow, looks like the two best friends are talking now.
Well, hey there.
Howdy to you.
So how you holding up?
You know, I'm gonna be honest with you. Not really that great. Not really that great.
Yeah,
You know, he
yeah,
was
it's sad. And
yeah,
what
Larry
a
was
way
one
to
of a kind.
go, though, man.
Yeah, I mean,
I mean,
you go out
crying
like
on the
Elvis.
toilet.
That's a better
Yeah,
way to
like
go.
Elvis. Everyone's gonna remember you.
Right, exactly. And he's left behind a legacy. You know, I got all the car, I got
Yeah,
all the vehicles that we're selling off, and he's got Vita, and he's got his daughter. It's just he's good.
yeah, yeah, and
Were
yeah.
you
So
you were at that last party that we were all at, right? Were you there?
yeah, yeah. I did have to leave early. I'm not sure if you saw me step out. I had a performance later that
Okay.
night.
How how early did you step out? Like, was it in where in relation to finding him on the shitter? Did you
It
leave?
was. It must have been well before then. I mean, the first I heard about it, Vita called me just distraught about, finding Lori. She called him Lori, on the toilet. Dead.
So you weren't there when he was dead, huh?
No, no, I wasn't. If,
It's a little
I mean,
suspicious now, don't you think?
uh, no, no, I mean, I had a performance to go to.
Performance
Obviously
of
I couldn't,
performance of what?
of Macbeth.
Well, there's a
I'm
personal assistant
playing
over there with
guard
the
too.
wife.
Ooh, onion roll. Onion ring.
Oh, here comes the wife.
Chewy.
Oh, James.
Oh, hey,
Love-
Miss V, how are you doing?
I'm all right. I keep getting these they're almost like visions, but they feel more like headaches. So I was gonna run into the corner to do a little reading. I don't
Hey,
know.
I got one for you. Check this one out. Check this out.
Mhm.
Dollar bills. Dollar bills. Benjamins. How'd I do?
Phenomenal, James. But if if you did want to actually try your hand at doing readings, you need to be a little less pointed and a little bit less offensive. Now, again, we have our ups and downs. You're dating my daughter. I love that. But you can't just throw around prized tarot reading icons like Benjamin Franklin just because he's remembered on the money. If you haven't read my book, I think you should. You see, in
Oh boy.
chapter 23, there's an entire section about how, on top of the many incredible insights that Benjamin Franklin brought to the United States, he also was a very, very well regarded palm reader and tarot reader. After he
Yes,
brought
he was also Benjamin Franklin was the inventor of the bifocals. And if I'm not mistaken, that means being able to see kind of far and also kind of near, right? So you can see kind of what's ahead of you and you can also see what's farther down the road.
absolutely.
And after taking a good gander at Larry's papers, which, yes, he did try very much to hide from me. And I did have to, do some hunting. I know that you don't only stand to gain from the generous life insurance policy, but also you are the sole inheritor of the business since he was planning on cutting Brian out of the pie.
Well, there's Grandma over there with the daughter.
Oh, hello, darling.
How are you doing?
Oh, lovely. I've just been having a little bit to drink.
Oh, you have something to drink?
Yes, just a tiny bit.
What
you
is
know
it?
how I am.
Can I smell it?
Oh, of course. It's
that smells so good.
Oh,
but no, I can't.
Oh, darling, I think you've earned yourself enough grace with your father's passing. I can't believe that you had to be the one to find him. I mean,
Yeah, I found him on the toilet.
I understand that, and I find it strange because living there a couple months now, I understand that the cleaning schedule that your mother and Lawrence keep very strict, and if I remember correctly, they hadn't cleaned prior to the party upstairs because they didn't think anybody was going to be up there. So I find it very strange that your father would even use that toilet with his germ thing and the toilet not being cleaned.
He doesn't want to use the same toilet that everybody else is using, so he has a special sanctuary toilet and blah blah blah.
I've never understood that, darling. I mean, it's a house is a house, and don't let him know this, but I use every single bathroom in that house, and I don't pay attention to that sodden.
Wait, I'm sorry.
Schedule.
You've used his sanctuary toilet.
Of course, you expect me. I've worked my entire life for the family that he has now, and you expect me not to do whatever, use whatever restroom I prefer.
We invite you into our house, and we don't have that many rules. Just don't use the toilet. Give me that
Wow,
drink.
there's the uncle with the wife's best friend.
Andrew,
Hello.
thank you for asking for my opinion. So this should be your eulogy. Friends, Romans, countrymen, lend me your ears. I come to bury Lawrence, not to praise him.
Yes, that is going to be the beginning of my eulogy. It's from Julius Caesar.
Yeah.
If you know that play at all.
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, is it appropriate? I mean, it's maybe something more genuine, something more.
I mean,
be in the flow, like with your energy.
I think it's very genuine. It's just Caesar was a strong man, and so was Lawrence.
Oh.
And I feel like this is just the proper send-off for him to start in this way.
Okay. It's very sweet of you. I mean, I like it.
Good. I spent a lot of time on
now that
it.
you put it this way, I'm sure that Vida is gonna like it. There's a chapter in his book about these kind of comparisons with great characters from great plays or history. So yeah, I'm sure she's gonna be
right. Great men, like who does she bring up? She brings up Bill Gates.
Yeah.
Bill Gates is a great man.
Well, there's a personal assistant over there with the daughter.
Oh my gosh, James! I didn't know you were here.
Of course, your family's like my family. I mean, I felt it really in here.
Yes.
That wasn't just because of our favorite little hobby that we have.
Oh, James, you're so sweet. Oh my gosh. Yes, I'm just so glad that you're here. But did you see that they're butchering the animals over there with the Korean barbecue?
Yes, I have been against ordering Korean barbecue for your father. I never once did I ever order Korean barbecue
I mean, it's
for
just so
your
rude. I
father.
mean, don't they
Yeah.
know that meat could have killed him with his gastrointestinal issues? I told him he would die on the toilet because of
Yes,
that exact same thing, and just oh,
it's
and he
uncanny.
did.
Gone before our very eyes. Why, Larry? Why?
Died on the
Why did you have
toilet.
to get spicy Mexican and spicy Korean barbecue and go out like Elvis on the toilet? Man,
Yeah.
his intestines really.
Oh, Elvis. Elvis is cool. You know
Yeah,
that
yeah, he's a cool guy.
got really cool music.
I always thought he got better when they really got him up on the, you know, on the stuff.
On what stuff? I don't know what stuff you're talking about.
Well, there's the husband's
No.
best friend with grandma.
Ugh, you again. Hello, Brian.
Well, at least give me a chance to give you a good greeting before you start coming after me. Jesus.
All right, all right. How are you doing?
Well, I mean, all things considered, I guess I'm all right.
How's the business? How's everything? I know I've never asked quite about it before, but Vita likes to talk about it, so.
Well, it's been a little bit of a battle without Larry here. He was the one running a lot of the things, the financials and all that. I don't know how to do any of that. I just work on the cars and he does the rest. So trying to navigate that space has been a little difficult, but I think I'm getting the hang of
Brian,
it.
I want you to be honest with me.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you want to cut my daughter out of this side of the business now that Lawrence, not even going to call him Larry, that Lawrence is gone? Because I will not allow you to take my daughter's source of income away from her.
Well, now I don't see why I would have any reason to do that.
I mean, I don't know. You seem pretty protective over this whole car nonsense, and I don't want.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's Larry and I worked on this thing together. It's like, I mean, him and Vita worked together to have a baby. In some ways, Larry and I worked together to have this baby. Are you following me?
I am following you very well. I just, I worry about my daughter with her not business tarot thing she has going on, and I need to make sure that somebody's going to be looking out for her now that Lawrence is gone. Do you understand me?
Well, of course,
Wow,
you can
there's her
count on
wife
me.
and her
I'll look
best
after
friend
all
over
that.
there.
Hey, how you holding up?
I'm not doing well. I just did a reading and I don't like what I just read.
Oh no.
Can we? Okay. I'm just gonna go, and I need you to. This is where that skill that you learned in school, the improv skill thing in acting, that you tell us
Yes.
if I'm overly explaining or expounding or something. So I pulled out all of the face cards because I wanted to use a face deck because we're talking about real people. So this is the shaved off king. So that's Lauren,
Right.
because he's been cut out
Right. Well,
life. But this kind of broken black queen is sadly my beautiful daughter. She's just a little bent right now. You see, this is a little bent. And I'm red of diamonds because luck. But my mother, the spades, it keeps coming up with Lori and Brian. And James pops in and out. And I put him as a jack because, funny. But my mother keeps like getting in the middle, and it's like violent. Like she just like pops out. and I'm
Yes. Yes.
do you
I think you're overthinking things. I mean, you've just had a very, very tough experience, and it's normal to go through this sort of uh, crisis with turning to tarot cards that may mean one thing or may mean another thing or may mean a totally different thing, and you're just seeing just that one thing
Well, there's a
that
personal assistant over there with
they
the
may
best friend
have.
of the husband and the uncle.
Ah,
Still at it with the
what's with the
hocus
flame?
pocus. I think you have to put the candle back. You know, those are not for us to pick up.
It's not ours.
Like, you're just supposed to light it and leave it there.
Why are you wearing Why are you wearing the face covering?
Guys, please, it's a ritual move. It's good for, pushing away bad energy.
Oh,
Bad energy.
bad energy.
Bad
Jeez.
energy. I know I'm not the bad
You feel
energy.
something about bad energy, don't you?
What?
I know you're not talking to me.
You can't be talking about us. I mean,
You're not talking about
we
James.
work
Yeah,
with Larry.
especially you, Brian. Especially you, Brian. I mean, I know,
What the hell did I do?
know that you don't, you are into, some of your cars are not fully electric. They're still polluting.
You cannot prove that. I have all the paperwork, and how dare you insert yourself into
James,
Larry's? It is
James,
wrong to speak ill of the dead.
Do you want
That's
me to
why I
tell
keep this guy
Easton?
around.
What? What'd
Do
you
you
say
want
to
me
me?
to tell Easton?
Tell Easton what?
Tell her what?
If everyone could please come into the room now. Please come in.
We're not done yet.
Please come in. If you can all come in. Thank you. I know it's a very sad day, and I know we're going to get on to this pretty soon, but I wanted to let everybody know that I'm actually Detective Gibbs. I don't really run the funeral home. When we got the 911 call at the precinct about Lawrence, we decided to do some research on it, and we decided to do some emailing and some posting around about the funeral home so that Vita would be able to find it in the searches. And I called the funeral director and said, can I pose as you? Because I think there was something fishy going on in this family, this party that happened. And if I can get them all in the same room, I probably can solve the case. I did get back that he was injected with a fentanyl combination.
Oh no.
And it was in his thigh. It took us a while to figure that out. We realized that he did not have any other drug problems. And we began to start trying to do some research on exactly what happened there. Then we requested and subpoenaed the books, and we began to realize that some of the money was missing from the business. So we began to look into both Brian and James. We realized Brian didn't have access to the books. He wasn't smart enough to run the books. So they kind of went back to James. And I kind of thought, oh, that's kind of interesting. Why would James, why would he take money out? And then I began to follow the money. And he was taking money out to get cocaine for his girlfriend, Easton. James was not doing the cocaine, but he knew very well that she was doing the cocaine. And Lawrence found out about that. He found out about you stealing money for a period of time, thousands of dollars for her cocaine habit over the period of the last year and a half. First 6 months, we didn't notice anything between the two of you doing that. So maybe after Easton got enough security with you that she felt that you loved her enough that she began to start requesting money, and then suggested, well, it's my dad's business anyway, and I can't get the money from him, so maybe you can help me out. So that began to be a little funny. And then I began to think about, okay, because we have recordings of everything that was said here, and I began to start thinking about the insurance policy, the life insurance. And then we looked into the company. It's a fraud. There's no company. So we began to think, okay, James is the only one who could have created that document. And to throw it off so he'd try and make us think that Vita had a reason to kill, or the mother had a reason to kill, so they could inherit all the money. But Vita loved her husband. Grandma didn't love him that much, but not enough to kill him. And then I began to think, okay. I listened to what Grandma said about the cleaning crew didn't clean the upstairs that day, and I know he's a real germaphobe. And there is another bathroom he could have used in actually the guest quarters. Grandma was, like to keep her stuff clean too. So I thought, well, that doesn't make any sense. So I began to think, okay, the insurance policy was forged, money was being stolen, and Lawrence found out about the money being stolen. And then I began to think, okay, would Easton want to kill her own dad? And then I realized, yeah, maybe she would, because she went up, her dad went up to confront her in your room when you were snorting cocaine, because we found traces of cocaine in the room, and began to question you about you stealing money from the business for the cocaine habit. And that's when you injected him with that fentanyl thing. And then you lifted him up and moved him into the bathroom. He was not a huge man, and were able to set him on the toilet. And then you screamed. And that's when Vita came up. And I began to think about the whole thing. And I started listening to Andrew's story about the play, the Macbeth. And true enough, there was a Macbeth show. We have video of him there, so he was not at the scene of the crimes. That knocked him out. And I was hearing about Andrea's obsession with Vita, but not enough to kill his brother.
What?
So it began to get down. It was pretty much James and Easton. And James covered it up. Easton's the one who actually killed her father. And then James worked to try and cover up everything. And
Babe, all you had to do was wait. I was going to get the business into your hands.
I'm sorry. I freaked out.
What the hell do you want the business for?
Brian, it was going to be so easy to cut you out. Easton is the clear, most stable person of this family. I mean, freaking
Who the hell
Vita.
is going to work on the actual cards?
Never lie. Carrots never lie.
Fuck
I was
all
the
you
one
guys.
working on the machine.
Carrot cards? Are you for real?
It was an accident. It was a highly
All you had to do was just wait, baby. I mean, why?
It's absolutely
You never
crazy.
listen. You never listen and look at the mess we're in, and just, like always, here I am picking up after all you. Are you happy, Mr. Funeral Director guy? Putting the pieces together.
We'll be taking James and Easton downtown. So
Thank God.
we have
Right
we
here.
have all the order. The doors are
Right
all been mounted with our police department.
That's
You'll be going
karma,
into our
guys.
paddy wagon. We'll take you downtown.
Get
The rest of
hell
you,
out of
sorry about this fake funeral home setup. We needed to do this for a sting operation. Vita, our precincts can actually pay for the entire funeral when we have come back and do it correctly. But we had to get rid of these evil people within your own family. And I'm sorry, one of them was your daughter. This has been our long-form funeral home. Thanks for watching, everybody. All right, let's introduce our cast today, starting with Andrew, who did not kill anybody today.
Hey, hope you enjoyed that. I sure did.
Kirsten, her first show. Great job, Grandma.
Hi, I hope you enjoyed this show. I had so much fun.
And Easton, the killer.
This bottle was empty when I started.
Brian.
Thanks for watching, everybody.
Vita, the tarot card reader.
Her card was bent, so I should have known.
James, speaking of bent.
Foiled again by Kent Scove.
And Andrea, the germaphobe number 2.
Thank you for bringing your good vibes.
So you come back in 4 weeks because we're going to do a brand new long form game, and it's going to be really, really fun. And everybody stay with me, and we'll wave goodbye to our fans at home. Thanks for watching today.
Hey.
And we'll be back in 4 weeks with a brand new long-form game. Got to check it out.